Right, the goblin camp. Oil might be a good way to actually start things. Or do we want a decoy? It's gonna be slaughtered immediately, I'd imagine. At the same time, what does it really matter? Well, it matters now. I don't want fire. I want oil. They need to be stopped for their movement. The fire doesn't do that. Fire is worthless to me. Once they're trapped in a correct position, then the fire will be valuable. Alternative blockade. Right, it's the torches that are the problem. We don't really care about that, we just more or less want them to be unable to reach this point. We have 2 turns time to make a significant difference in their numbers. They'll all be here or on the inside, either way, they can't come too close to me. I'm thinking of using something other than fire to bring it in things, so the oil will remain there. Right, save. This is an important one. We need to go on the offensive because our armor class could dive again, so that's another reason. I think fire can settle things here. I'm wondering what type of fire abilities should I use. They're still fairly well spread about. Still there's a significant number of them there, so it would be weird if I wouldn't be able to do some serious damage. Not a meteor strike, these aren't that tough, they're just 800 hit points. They're tough, but they're not particularly dangerous. Infectious Flame would be reasonable, I think, but currently we want to spread burning, the damage is not that important. However, we have only 2 turns time to do it. So there is some urgency in what we're trying to do. I guess we're gonna go with grenades. As far as we can throw them. That's a lot of burning. That's the good spot. Good thing there. I think we can do the master level infectious flame now. Can't see it. Yep, so it's just nothing anymore. It's the oil that creates the smoke. Nice. Suppose we could aim just after it, though I'm not sure how this will work. I think it worked just fine. Burning fairly well, but they're fundamentally not all that vulnerable to that damage. So it's not easy to do 800 points of damage when their resistance is basically 0 at it. They're not taking any extra damage. The question is, are we gonna use Adrenaline? At this point I don't see a justification for it. We might do a ice wall on the next turn. There's gonna be a massive amount of healing to counter the damage. Yep, they're mostly recovering most of the damage. Not everyone. They've effectively blocked themselves into there. So 2 of them can do something, but the rest more or less just have to stay put and burn. Grunts seem to be eager to plunge in. I think we're gonna pull back, ignite the bridge. Just keep pulling back and let them lure them through the fire. There's no way they can block doing that. Alternatively, they're in a fantastical arc here now. So I might have to douse them. They have massive water resistance because they're on fire. Yep. Air or fire. Those are the only options. We have to hit with something fairly big. The damage is gonna go away on the next turn. I don't think fireballs are gonna cut it. Well, on the electric front, there just isn't all that much we can use. Maybe the chain lightning. It's not amazing, but I think it's a good choice at this point.
Eternal silence awaits you.
Yeah. Hundreds of points of damage if they want to reach me. Hundreds of points of damage from the grenade itself. And if they want to come after me, they'll have to walk the fire. So they're in a bad position. More importantly, the actual fight is now over. I got enough casualties in. They're still in a bad position. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna walk. Just slowly walk away from here. And the casualties mount. Only 2 of them managed to successfully follow me. And for some reason they wanted to kill the undead sword real bad. Not that I complain, it's pretty killy for me. Right. I heal some more. Mystic will start healing too soon. Yeah, I think that more or less seals the fate of the grunt though.
Stitch in time, eh, my friends? What's that? Trifle, my dear.
Our fireball scrolls 4 or 5 action points. Or yeah. Badly aimed. Shit. The Mystic probably isn't gonna do much. Grunt, if it rushes us, probably won't die, but we'll get very close to it. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's a good boy.
I am restored. I can defeat all in a blow.
Perfect. It didn't really require all that many sacrifices from us. A couple of master level skulls, lesser master level skulls too. Then this guy on his own should be a trivial matter. There's nothing slimy.
Only the best, my allies.
We're going for pure damage. You can get a status effect to hit, that's fine, but single goblin should be killable fairly quickly. And even if he attacks me, why would I care? Level up. Much perfect timing. Doubt we're gonna get any good loot here. Right, just M2. Take a card. That's a blank scroll for us. Non-magical stuff. And lots of it. Another piece of paper for us. Decent loot. Probably nothing useful in the slightest, but something that might have some value. This is probably silver. Yeah, I have no interest in silver. What do we get from level up? Right. I'm inclined to think that speed. Yeah, the goal was to get speed, turn action points to 12, then start increasing constitution maybe a little bit. We're half a point away from that. Strength can be increased and dexterity through enchanting weaponry. Well, I'm not sure what would produce intelligent boost on anything. Wands quite often have it anyway, and also I have 11 skill points that I should probably be using on something. I need Hydrosophist 4, not necessarily now, but I need it, so I'm taking it now. When we get the next level up, I can do the Hailstorm at will. Question is what to do with the rest. I'm sort of still inclined to get our saving throws up. We have a natural 4. Here we have a natural 2. I like natural 3 maybe. These things are tested constantly at this point, one way or another. I can't produce immunities against every kind of effect. So yeah, these are the weird skills that you don't really necessarily feel a direct improvement in anything, but you feel it in the fact that you can actually do things when it's your turn to do them. Bodybuilding is still more important, I'd say. So it comes to the choice between how important are a couple of attribute point increases versus getting a little bit of extra resistances. And I don't know, we might have to respec the character at some point. Currently, I'm thinking the attributes are more valuable. Because action points are life. A couple of extra action points can mean a big difference in what we can do. Three-man group, Ranger, Mystic, Warrior. There's a lot of things to explode here. I'm not seeing any particular immunities there. And they didn't explode yet. So it failed basically. Unless they're suicidal to go after the decapitator. They sort of are. Right, something burst there. They got oiled well. There's at least 2 of them still fully intact. I don't think that actually was a barrel. Well, I didn't at least notice any kind of change in it. Anywho. I'm gonna just pile more fire on top of everything. Doesn't look like I can easily kill them no matter what I try. I'm gonna need another summoned creature. I should have 15 action points on the next turn. No, yeah, definitely have, but I have 16 or 17 actually. Unless they do some kind of debuff on me. My maximum only goes to 15 though, so I'm not gonna... Ooh, I fell down. Well... fuck. Ranger will die. I have no idea what the hell he was thinking. My chances of resisting those effects was extremely high. Still didn't work.
Rather like a lightning rod, aren't you? Swift and stunning.
Seems to me that there's always a 5% chance for you to fail these status checks. So if we would go with natural 5 bodybuilding and raise it to 6, we would get 90. We would get to that 95, and then we'll never get to 100.
I am restored.
With any luck, the Goblin Warrior will be one of the final enemies we'll have to face before the mine. It won't be the final. The final will be Immaculates protecting the entrance to the mine.
You are but hindrance to my triumphant blaze.
Yeah.
I strike from the soul of air.
I think I'm gonna go check some shopping opportunities once we've cleared the path to the mine itself. See what's new to purchase.
On the mend.
Especially the spell selection would be the important part. Because it seems like what we can really buy is tied to my level. So I'm not sure to what extent we can expect to get better attack spells just by purchasing them. Certainly wouldn't mind if we would get plenty of them, but who knows. It'll take a huge amount of pressure off from my own scroll creation, if that's possible. I honestly don't know, or rather probably recall, because I did do a lot of shopping first playthrough. It just wasn't a thing I paid attention to. I had other use for the money most of the time. Probably essences, especially. Oh, there's the final level. Goblins and Immaculates. Terramancer. Weakness to poison.
Maybe he just got sick of hanging around with simpletons.
I think fire is probably our best bet. We don't particularly want to do anything special or new here.
Now, and what if I don't protest? Shut your mouth. Answer me straight. Where is Chris? Oh, quite feisty, ain't ya? Listen close then. I ain't
Knockdown arrow. Ah, and it had a 15% chance of working, and it did. Grenade. Yeah, I'm immune to that, so I don't care. Right, right, friends. So, who you want to play this day? Cross wouldn't be a horrible thing either in this situation. Yeah, I think I'll make more Firestorm grenades. Nah, good enough. Fire is healing me.
Something toxic courses through my veins.
Pyromancer is not interested in coming here. Everyone else is. I successfully lowered my armor. I'm going to use the battering ram to get out of here. I'll have 7 action points to spend before I do. I guess I could try to
Punch of the pyromancer.
spread the fire a little bit more. We're still going to very likely heal from fire, so how we spread it is not all that important. Although now the pressure has severely been reduced, there's still quite a few of them. Let's re-evaluate the situation here. Yeah, the casters are not going to come after us, the fighters are, so we can kill them, then go after the casters. As long as the group is separated, it's not going to be much of a threat.
From the tingling in my fingers to the twitching of your corpse.
Try again.
Don't give the enemy good advice. Gonna go for the stun effect. Yeah, and did it work? I might die because of that. No, I blocked one of their attacks. Pyromancer enters the fray and burns to death. Almost. He put on an earth shield on himself after that. I don't get it. So I don't really need to get it either.
Meet your demise. Death is its own deliverance.
Yeah, at least I get what the Mystic is doing. trying to stick to the background and heal the swashbuckler who's desperately trying to get something out.
I am restored.
Okay, we're gonna try if we can get the easy way out of this.
I have the powers of
No.
putrefaction.
50-50 chance. You can go away, so if you want to attack me again,
Easy
you
does
can
it.
walk through fire again. And yeah, the 100 points of healing seems a little bit inadequate when you run through a field of fire. One remains.
No glory in this death. Battering ram.
Keep summon, please. Let's try the knockdown. It would be very useful at this
Into
point.
the earth.
Saving throw rolls are not on our side this time. It'll just delay things though. We're also running out of Firestorm grenades, so a little bit of shopping and crafting wouldn't be a horrible thing at this point. How do you target that? And he keeps running away.
Nix fire, nix flame, nix inferno.
Gonna put some regeneration going when you're invisible and hopefully run you down.
Spirits of shadow,
And it
conceal
didn't
me.
work. Wonderful.
On the men.
There aren't that many abilities I can use to bring him down. Okay, I can probably try to freeze his ass and then try to shock his ass. One of them, freeze is not gonna work because he has some warm. So that will counter it pretty thoroughly. Stun might.
I channel lightning. Blazing bloodlust. We won't be hearing from you for a while.
There's 2 in 3 chance that this should work.
Valiant dash.
Yeah, it just doesn't goddamn work. Burn in hell then.
Infernal embrace.
Can't exactly be too upset that things don't always work. But in a serious fight, that sort of thing would screw us over pretty thoroughly. Guess I have to come up with something where it doesn't really matter if the dice
Good as
favors
you
us
can
or
be.
not. Right, we have to go shopping, see what's available, scrolls especially. We might be able to go into the mine and do some minor things, but the thing is, I seem to recall the mine was a place where once you complete it, there's no going back. So it's we have to get it pretty much perfectly on the first time. I'm not sure. We can surely go into the first part because there's gonna be a portal out. But once we start doing things, things will change. Who do we release? What do we explode? And so forth. So this is a one-way ticket.
The mines. I made it. I wonder what I'll find in here besides immaculates. It doesn't seem to work here.
Yeah, can't use the rift travel. Have to use the keys. So don't want to hurry anything with the mines. We have to get it right the first time. There'll be death knights, at least a couple of groups of immaculates, and then something else that I don't actually recall what we're going to take from that place at all. Right. Let's repair the equipment we have. I need to switch to the crafting gear. We still need heavier gloves, although this is just fine. Well, it was, but it'll start increasingly being not fine. What's the 50%? Yeah, it's still good. Probably a level or two even. If we can upgrade reasonably, we'll naturally upgrade, but there's no immediate hurry with that. Where are my crafting gloves? Thank you very much. Right, we're here to buy the essences that are available. Especially if we get a quick upgrades on our equipment set. We need a lot of essences to be able to put in the resistances.
May the earth's vibrate.
I also need to test what can we put into the bracers. I have a feeling I haven't even tried that because the bracers have always been sort of lackluster. So it's an easy thing to test, isn't it? Gloves, essence. Yeah, so glove is another component of that, which means we can easily get 100% resistance to all elemental damage on gear if we use a shield. Without a shield, it's okay. You have gauntlets, helmet, armor, sarong. Those you can at least enchant with something. Now that we're testing that, how about belts? I don't recall even trying to put any kind of enchantment on a belt now. So, can we do it? Yeah, okay, that's, what about... Point is, there's 5 equip... sneaking, right? Just 5
Aye, aye, Captain.
equipment pieces that we can... Okay, I have 2 oil barrels in the inventory, that's amazing. 5 equipment barrels. What the hell am I talking about? 5 equipment pieces we can enchant with elemental resistance.
In here, isn't it?
So
Are we near a
that's pretty much... How much is it? 75 to 100% resistances. Even if there's no native resistances on those. Why is that even relevant? Because what's the point of the shield? Shield will guarantee that even with the weaker values we'll get 100% resistance against all elements. So it helps us survive. It blocks a lot of physical damage. I don't want to make any claims about it not being useful. What I do wonder though is where's the real benefit? Tenebrium resistance can be added to a shield. I wonder if it'll probably stack with Tenebrium resistance already in the shield. We can't add poison or Tenebrium in most items. Okay, why can't I add it to a shield? I'm pretty sure I can't actually add Tenebrium resistance to let's say a pair of gloves. It'll add the sneaking. Okay, what would this add to a pair of gloves then? Nothing. Boots also follow a different rule set for some reason. Would they allow Tenebrium resistance? Definitely no. Nothing.
Aye, Captain.
It basically says elemental resistances are irrelevant as far as item enchantments are concerned, with helmet, chest, sarong, belt and gauntlets, and a shield really too. What we're looking for is Tenebrium and poison resistance. Tenebrium, poison, Tenebrium, poison, Tenebrium, poison. I don't think we can... So I think the relevant part there is that we should be... Unless we start to see Tenebrium enchantments being in the items, there's no point even entertaining the idea of having some kind of a
By the hoary beard of Boreas,
item piece that we're gonna hold on to. We can't. We pretty much
it's about
cannot
time, isn't it?
if we want to have
Your
serious
quarters have been
resistances, and we
invaded
do.
by all manner
So
of madness.
in that sense, we should ignore items until that point. We should treat them as disposable. That they might last for a level or two, then they're just gone. Once the Tenebrium resistances start to appear, we can start to keep an eye out on equipment sets, with the mindset that yeah, this might be the item I'm gonna use for the rest of the game. And elemental resistances are like like a wasted enchantment slot. That's I think that's important to understand that when looking for new gear. It was relevant when the essences weren't plentiful. Now they are. Yeah, not a lot of magical items. I did notice that. Huge amount of items, but well, huge and huge. An okay amount of items. Right. But we do need a significant amount of items. So yeah, we do have to go craft things. Have to visit shops. It's probably 50-60,000 to get the map pieces. Naturally we can sell part of them back, but it's still gonna cost a lot. And we have to have the initial amount of money no matter what. So what can we craft? Okay, I'm dumping the extra oil barrel here. Otherwise I'll just forget to do that. We need an anvil. There's no way we can get around this without creating something. Although we should hold on to something. Because we're looking at the possibility of crafting our own weapon at this point. But do I care really? I mean, iron and steel is available from time to time from shops. It's not all that common, but it's not like it never shows up. It's always someone always sells at least a single piece of it. But we might still hold on to a couple, I guess. Actually no harm in that. We can always just sell the extra, similar to what we do with the essences. We'll always have a handful. I think 6 is the maximum amount of items we can enchant, so we should hold on to those 6. Rest we can just dump. We don't have a huge amount of items. Crafting items. Enough that we can get funds that we need, no problem, but we're not gonna increase our amount of gold too much this time. Making some more resist all potions. We have metal scraps, those can be turned to plate armors. That'll be enough. Use some more potion bottles. I'll do a couple of poison grenades, a couple of fire grenades. We need more grenade shells in general. I haven't seen new empty bottles too many times either. I think by the time we're starting to see like our empty bottles run out real low, I'll have to figure something out. Maybe a way to make empty bottles out of full bottles. That's because while we have armor piercing grenades, we're not spending them nearly as quickly as the firestorm grenades. So it would be more valuable for me to get empty bottles. Problem is, if I drink the bottle, it's not gonna become empty. So I'm not sure how you're supposed to use it effectively. I was thinking we could put it in another container, maybe? This is one of those weird logical puzzles. It should be the most simple thing in the world to get an empty bottle. No. Okay, let's do the armors. What's our current armor situation? Yeah, I can't see it here. 90. It'll probably be closer to 100 something without the shitty enchantment. 104. Versus, yeah, it's 8 points higher. It goes 4 points higher every level. So we can usually skip a couple of levels. At level 15 we'll do a equipment check again. Don't think I can get away with ignoring more level ups, but we still have a reasonable damage reduction, so it's not really
So good
in
of
any
you
way
to drop
vital.
by, my liege. As always, be welcome.
Doesn't look like there's anything useful here. So, he has 13,000 cash though. Some of the one-handed axes don't look bad. They're good for a fighter, not for me. They don't really have the status effects. And our... holy shit. The damage on the self-made weapons is drastically better, but they require a huge amount of strength. I couldn't wield them. Axes require even more. That is amazing though. I might not have much left after selling my crap to this guy. 44,000.
Again, or do a salutoin, as we say in our homeland.
Use empty bottles. Scrap metal, pixie dust, eyeballs always wanted. I needed to get grenade shells, I think. Not sure if I can do anything with plate scraps. Right. I don't really have anything else for sale. I might be able to make something, but I don't care.
Do a salutoin, hunter. What can I do for you?
I'm not seeing anything useful here, which I suppose is just fine. We can move on at a faster pace. We have enough high level attack spells, so I'm not worried about anything we'll face inside the mine. I don't think there are any notable bosses there.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Enemy
You dare
ghouls
disturb
probably
my
very
rumination.
annoying or tough
It
ones,
must
but
be that you
not
can hardly wait to
bosses,
purchase an
really.
ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
I'll buy some voodoo dolls too. I haven't paid attention to how useful those would be, but I think they do around 400 to 500 points of damage without too many buffs. Yeah, if we buff them fully, easily 400 to 500 points of damage. It's a long-range piercing attack, so not something we would normally use, but sometimes...
You
Ooh, that's a lightning storm scroll, holy shit. Oh, that's a meteor strike. flares.
What
Death
sort of
punch,
magical
holy
relics do I
ass.
offer ya?
5,000
Blessed
down the
by the
drain, but
goddess they are,
I'll
each
take
and
it.
all.
Gladly take it. Now we can start using some of these without too much fuss. We're definitely getting spells according to levels. I'm not seeing this real cheap spells open anymore. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a problem or not. Take my money. I'll take the actual exact scroll situation after we've done all the shopping.
Why don't you
But
stay a while
I'm
further?
leaning towards if we
Ready to say
encounter similar
goodbye?
fights like with the Goblin base, it's
Goddess
okay to
greetings,
start using the
friend. Her
hardest hitting
greatness gave
attack
us
spells at this
fire, her
point.
greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells in the
Because
best
once we get the ability to
Where the wind
rain
blows, the goddess
hailstorms on the
breathes.
enemy as an opening shot,
Where the rivers run, the
it'll
goddess
drastically
weeps.
reduce the need to use those
How can I
spells too,
connect you
while at
to
the
our
same
eternal
time the
goddess,
amount
my
they
friend?
are appearing will probably increase significantly too. So basically this is more or less the sweet spot where they're super effective because they're so powerful, while at the same time we still have a reasonable amount of them, so even if a little bit of a tough spot comes our way, we'll have enough in storage to go through those. But later on, we might not want to use them that often. Once we get the spell... No, I might want to test one thing. Can I bypass the once per fight limitation by using scrolls? If I can, amazing. If I can't, I might still be able to cycle different elements per attacks. So that might be good use
Yes,
for
good
them.
friend. I'm quite busy finding for the
Oh, look at
moment, but
that.
if there's
Chain
something you'd
lightning,
like to buy, I could set
teleportation,
all that aside for
deadly
a few delicious
spores,
moments.
infectious flame, and hail attack. Another 4,500 gold down the drain. But Tenebrium +1. Okay. That's that would be useful for Tenebrium crafting. I intend to craft 0 Tenebrium because the big bad void creatures are healing from Tenebrium. I don't think they even have Tenebrium resistance at 100% or higher, but they'll still heal from it, so I can't use it. It might be okay against our opponent here and there, but that's something I'm certainly not gonna plan a character around. Like I'm gonna just try to struggle through the tougher parts a little bit. That'll be fine. But yeah, I'm getting the amount of master spells I'm getting through purchases. It just vastly outnumbers the ones I can get through crafting. I need to divert crafting attempts at getting the third unlock spell, I think. That's a much better use for my scroll creation. That's probably the last one we'll
Divines
need.
doubly bless you, friend.
Maybe 4. That's a meteor, earthquake, and that's a hail attack. So yeah, 2 again. Armor increase on gloves, but terrible abilities. Yeah, I'll take the scrolls. We're definitely starting to use the master level scrolls. It's a waste of the entire thing if I don't start using them. I'm inclined to maybe take something that raises our intelligence too, because we use so many action points in raising the damage. Might as well get benefit from intelligence too. It would be one. It's hard to start a fight that way. Try to get the damage bonuses on. I might be able to get one
You come the
in a
right
reasonable
place,
manner
you
and
have.
still attack.
I got every style of equipment to fit
Not
you from head
2.
to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Intelligence bonus on the other hand would stick with you constantly. Constitution +1. Not a bad one. It would provide more hit points than the hit point on this helmet. And extra maximum action point. I think I'll still pass it. Tenebrium resistance, purifying fire, fire resistance. It's better. Nah, I'm not sure even if this is better than the one we have. Earth resistance, bartering. Ah, crap. Still, I'm very much liking what I see. 2 sheets of paper, too. I think I'm poorer after this. At the same time, I think I'm much better off after this. There's, we don't need to visit all shopkeepers this time. 2 really. The crafting merchant here and librarian. Esmeralda too. Esmeralda has spells and spell scrolls to sell always. I don't think we have any elemental spell selection that doesn't have the better master spells, multiples of them. Oh, look at that, meteor
I've just
strike,
the potion for
tectonic
that.
spray,
Or would you prefer a
mute,
toasty fire
hail
spell
attack.
to dry those
Yeah, I think
vapors?
safety's off on these at this moment. I'll hold on to 1 of each. Everything else is good to go.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Size's ever seen.
Fire free. Yeah, I lost a lot of money on this. At the same time, another goblin group and they can just burn in hell for all I care. We can always struggle through them the normal way after, if it comes to that. It should not be our first way to try to deal with things. Even the weaker spells are very useful to me. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a zap or something to try to get a status effect going. I think our goal should be to try to get maybe 3 to 4 master level spells with a fully charged action point bar. So we'll try to aim for action points maximum of 20 and maybe turn action points of around 15 if at all possible. That's the end goal. We're not gonna be there anytime soon, and it'll depend on the equipment we can buy.
I hope you are here to shop rather
Weaker
than sleuth.
spell scrolls, I don't mind. The fire scroll especially would still be useful here and there. Good ring maybe? No. Lore master would be the only useful skill really. Resistances on rings doesn't matter unless it's tenebrium or poison. That's the lesson we learned here. Tenebrium or poison or saving throws, those are the things that matter. Yeah, and we're done. Let's check our situation. We could make eyeball potions too. Get a lot of pixie dust if we wanted to. We always get a handful of extra and we can buy some. I'm not sure if we want to keep doing that. The problem is the paper, fundamentally. Haven't got any bone recently. Okay, I have 2 empty scrolls. I can produce a little bit more, I think, but only a little bit. Like really little bit. Might as well do it though. I think I'll go for the unlock scroll. Still could use that. Nine sheets of paper, and then we have some of the extras we could use, but we'll try to avoid using those. Deck of cards is we can use immediately. I don't see any reason why we should hold out to those. How many? Are we looking for any specific type of scrolls? We probably don't want lightning too much. We do have to keep preparing for the final fight in the game, and I'm saying that because I can only get a handful of scrolls created each level up, so I need to have a good selection of those when we reach the end. I suppose I'll just do a full set of witchcraft, leave it at that. We're very low on paper, but can't be helped. So fingers crossed, we have 11 scrolls. I'm not sure I need a master at this point, because I'm getting them so much from just buying things, so I think we're gonna go with whatever the scrolls bring, good or bad. Now I have zero fear about not having correct amount of attack scrolls when we use them, so we'll just roll with it. Even Burning Touch is useful from time to time. Ice Elemental. But yeah, please, please, please give me a magical unlock. Wait a minute. It would probably work better with lower skills, because it's a low skill. But that's irrelevant, because we have a use for the high level scrolls too, so a soul sap especially. I probably won't raise witchcraft to the level I might get that. So it's all has to be in scroll form. So yeah, while unlocking scroll would be likelier to achieve at lower crafting levels, I don't think we want to go there yet. It can still appear here, and yeah, we want master level abilities. Fuck horrific screams, there's so many of them already. Third one. Resurrection. These are at least useful. Resurrection again! Resurrection again! And horseshit. Absolute horseshit, but we'll stick with it. On the bright side, we got a huge amount of good scrolls by just paying money from them. So it's hard to complain about that, really. %50 physical damage resistance still. Right. Nice resistances, and we could buff those. I'm just too goddamn lazy to actually put resistances up. I really should, though. I mean, what's the point of not doing it? I don't know. What would we need? We're going to a place where I don't know if these matter at all. So I think I'll let it be. Once we do the get to level 15, I need to check the gear again. And we start to get Tenebrium resistance equipment for a bit. Then it'll start to matter. I can't get Tenebrium naturally, so even if it's on a ring, it would be nice. But I think immunities on rings are the things that matter. With the rest of the gear, it's Tenebrium and poison resistance, and any extra bonuses above that. Elemental resistances in any item is a wasted enchantment. That's the lesson here. At least for a crafter of this level.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
And we are probably not coming out of the mines until it's fully completed. And once it's fully completed, there's no coming back to this. So we have to complete this very thoroughly on the first try.